Okay, let's look at our clock. The hours are here. 12 hours. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours, 7 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours, 11 hours. But where are the minutes? Where are they? We don't know yet. Let's do something. I'm gonna tell you one little secret. On each part of the clock, the minutes are also in here, but they are kind of hidden. Yeah, I promise. Kind of hidden. Imagine, this will be, I'm gonna start with an easy one. 3 hours. Oops, this is a little longer than, I'm gonna cut it down a little bit. This will be 3 hours, 3 o'clock. Why? Because the hours start over here. Imagine, this is 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. Why? Because the minutes are starting in the zero. So here we will have, imagine, how can I say? If we want to write this time digitally, we will have 2 different parts. And this is the center that you're gonna be doing this week. Here in this first part goes the bigger thing. What is bigger? Hours or minutes? Hours. Hours are so important that are here in the clock. We can see them. So this first part is going to be for the hours. And this second part is also important, but it's going to be from the next thing, the thing that goes next. That, as you are imagining, are the minutes. Another way to measure time, but like kind of a smaller than hours. Okay. So when you are trying to put an analogical clock into a digital one, digital time will be like that, and analogical will be like that. What you need to do? You write the hours in here. And hours are so easy because it's 3 hours. How many minutes? As I told you, here I have 0 minutes. So we just will do like that. We need to write 2 zeros because always in the minutes we need to have 2 numbers. Oh my gosh. Yeah, clocks are so tricky. Let's go. So let's explain what happened with the minutes. And please keep watching. I know clocks are tricky and I need time to explain. On each part, this will be minute number 0. 0. Like in a number line, but in a circle. Okay, so this will be 0. Here we will have the first minute, second, third, fourth, and fifth. On each part, we will have 5 minutes. 5 minutes. I'm going to prepare my clock. Ta-da! here I have my minutes. Okay, so we know that here the minutes start on the 12. Okay, so this will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, so each part has 5 minutes in between the hours. An important thing is to count or to think about how many minutes we have in a whole hours. If you are drawing the lines or putting something, beans or something around, you can count by ones. I don't want to take so long, so I'm gonna count by fives. Counting by fives is something that helps with clocks. Because of that, I'm gonna put you a song on Canvas next week, this week actually, related with counting by fives to help you to memorize. So please listen to the song. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. So in an hour, in a whole hour, I have 60 minutes. This is one of the key. 1 hour is equal or has 60 minutes. 60 minutes. 1 hour has 60 minutes. So in the clock we have represented the hours with the numbers. The hours are easy, and the minutes we need to figure it out. Let's do some examples. The first activity to do with a clock that helps a lot is you ask, or you can use the random clock generator that I'm gonna give you. You ask someone to put a time in the clock, and you need to guess what time is it in a digital one. And remember that the digital one has 2 different parts. One for the hours and one for the minutes. Okay? So first thing, let's try to figure it out, the hours. Hours are easy. You just need to look where the short handle is pointing. In this case, it's pointing at the 6. Or if it's in the middle, in between 6 and 7, you will need to look at the point and decide if it's closer to 6 or if it's past the next number. If you see that it's like that, but it's not passing the next number, it means that is the previous one. So this time will be 6 hours. And now let's go with the minutes. A ver. We know that the 0 is here and is over here. So you can just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And remember that when we are writing minutes, we need to write 2 numbers. So if you have just a 5 and a 0 in front, this is just going to happen with the number 5. A ver, let's try a new one. Aquí, ¿vale? Let's start with the hours. Hours, easy peasy lemon squeezy. 9 minutes. We need to think a little bit more because we know that the numbers that appear here are not actually minutes. They are just for the hours. So we need to think about that. How many minutes if here we have the 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes. Ta-da! You see, it's not so hard. It seems you need to practice tons of times and realize by yourself of how the clock works. Another one. Minutes over here, and hours over here. But let's go with the hours. You will see that it's in between 8 and 9, but it's not past 9, so I know that it's the previous time. In this case, it's 8. 8 hours. Now let's go with the minutes. The minutes is pointing at number 5, but I cannot write 5 here because these numbers just talk about the hours, the other part of the clock. So how many minutes are until here? You can just count them. If you know that here start the 0, you can just go by 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15. And you will arrive to 25 minutes. What happened is much easier if instead of counting by ones, you try to find another strategy. For example, counting by 5. 5 plus 5, 10. Plus 5, 15. Plus 5, 20. Plus 5, 25. Or if at some point you remember that when, that is like that. We will do more lessons about clock. Let's try the last one. Vale. Let's start with the hours. The hours, the handle is pointing in between 11 and 12 hours, but it didn't pass the 12, so I know that it's the previous hour. So the previous hour is 11. 11 hours. How many minutes? Woo, this is farther. So instead of counting by ones, I'm gonna count by fives. A ver. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. It's a good thing to remember that this is 30 because 30 is the half of 60, is the half of the clock. So you remember that this is 30, easily another strategy that you can do is to add 30 plus 5, that makes 35. Vale? And keep practicing, guys. Clocks are tricky and they need time and tons of practice. And one day you will say, and everything will make sense for you. So little by little, practicing and practicing. And the first thing that you need to do is to use your clock. You will have your clock ready with the handles in here. And I will give you 5 times or 6, depending on how I'm feeling, 5 times on digital clocks that you will need to solve here. For example, 10:15 and 12:30, 1:45, whatever, ¿vale? So you will need to go. Okay, hours, 10. Minutes, 15. Oh my gosh, 15, but I don't have the number 15 in here. How can it be? And you remember, okay, this is for the minutes. So if here I have the 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes, 10, 15, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 minutes. So it needs to be like that. ¿Vale? And you continue with the other 4 or 5. Okay? And the next day you need to do the opposite. I will give you some pictures of clocks or a random clock generator, and you will need to write down the digital one. And little by little, don't stress out. We will do lessons in Zoom, and I will try to help you as much as possible. Okay? But keep your clock and watch the video. Thanks for watching.